Okay, I'm going to make a little food docking station. I think they get called floating docks or whatever. The idea is to use an auto feeder or even just manually drop some flake food or whatever into one of these things that like a ring that floats on the surface, and instead of the food getting taken up over the weir, it gets a chance to either be eaten from the surface or a chance to absorb some water and get heavier and sink, so your fish get a chance to eat it rather than just going to waste. These are the tools for the job, so I've not tried this yet, so hopefully it'll work and I won't look like an idiot on video. The ice cream tub, it has one of these rims on it which I hope you can make out. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you guys can see on the video, it's really hard to see from my angle. It has one of these rims that has the kind of little ridges in the sides of it, so hopefully you can kind of see that what this will do is the edge of it here will trap air and it will float on the surface, I hope. So I'm just going to use the pair of scissors to cut around the edge of it, and you'll hopefully see that that's relatively easy, I'm hoping. So let's see if I can get this done. I don't think you need to go massively deep on it, but I'd rather go. Let's see. I'd rather, I don't know if you can see this at all. I'm kind of just cutting off the bottom part. Right, I'll go as quick as I can. You can take a look at my beer whilst you're waiting. God, you guys should be able to see this, it's awesome. Really interesting. Okay, we're done. So it's a bit messy, I'll tidy it up later, but you get the idea now. There is no bottom to my ice cream tub, it's bottomless ice cream. Yeah, like I said, it's messy, but I'll tidy it up later. You get the idea. So that this will float on the surface, the food will sit in the centre of it, and then it will drop down. And hopefully the fish will eat it. So I just need something to attach it to the edge, and so it doesn't just kind of float away from my auto feeder. So I've got a couple of small cable ties, which the plan is to thread them through one of the little kind of poke a hole in here, and just thread one through here with a little loop, one through here as a little loop, and then use the longer one to thread through the two of them and come back round in a loop to hook over the side of the weir, and then that should keep it there. And then I'll stick the auto feeder on the rim of the tank next to that. So again, I'll just bear with me a second. I'll try and see what I can get on camera. I don't have a tripod, unfortunately. That's kind of what I need for this job. Just using a tiny little kitchen knife to do that job, and it poked a hole through quite easily. And then thread the cable tie through one of the holes and thread the other one. That's it. Okay. Make a small loop. I'm going to leave them open, and then I can always pull them tighter if I want to. Okay, so that's those two, and then I take this one and thread it through these two. Let's see, I'll just get these lined up a little bit. The idea is that, yeah, probably something like this. This section here I'll kind of hook over a couple of prongs on the weir, and then it should be able to move up and down a bit and move back and forth a bit, but not go too far. So let's go and stick it on the tank and see how it works. There's my little baby. All the lights are off and everything now, it's just the moonlight, so oh, fox faces having to think about going to sleep. Let's get it on here. Okay, so there's the feeder, you can see. I'm just gonna hook it. Oh, terrible shot. I'm gonna hook it around the overflow and just let it kind of plonk in the water. You can see here, so I'm going to go the opposite way around now that it's kind of floating. Sunk it again. It's really elegant, this. Right, there you go. You can tell I haven't done this before, right? Probably don't need all this cable tie stuff looking at it now. But I'll just hook some around somewhere so it doesn't float away. That's probably going to do it. Check this is lifted out the water so it's got some air there. Push it. Push it over a little bit. So, yeah, something like that. So in fact I probably don't need the cable ties on mine because the overflow is so tight to the edge of the weir. It's only a few, it's like a centimetre or so, and it's kind of holding it in place. But I'll have a little play around with the cable ties and probably hook one or two of them over the weir at least to keep it stable. Other people might not have the overflow there to hold it, so the little cable ties will do that job for them. But you can see there that the feeder should drop the food nicely into the container. So let's have a go. We'll just do a manual feed. You can see here, hopefully. There we go. So then the pellets then should stay in the container, and we can see underneath that they'll start to drop through there. Yeah, I don't know if you can make it out on the video, there's some pellets floating around in the water now. So the overflows, yeah, there they go. You can see them. So the overflow is kind of pushing the water around in there, so hopefully they're really swirling actually. So this is working really well. I think you can make that out too. So let me turn the lights on. Yeah, there you go. So you can see them really swirling around, so they shouldn't take long to get kind of battered about and sank. You can see here that my little thing is jammed up against the edge of the weir now. I don't want too much of it touching the weir. There's a little gap there, but I'm probably going to use some of the cable ties just to make sure that it doesn't sink and float off and it stays floating. And there's the feeder sitting over the top, so it's due to go off at 7 o'clock tomorrow, and I guess I'll put in some comments about whether or not it works. But yeah, it looks good so far. I'll probably just, like I say, I'll probably just tidy this up just for aesthetics. Not that it looks very pretty anyway.